We're all in the pursuit of something. It is what makes life great. I chose bodybuilding as my journey, and I'm loving every second of it. Welcome to the pursuit. What is up, YouTube? No, I'm not saying that this time. Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're at. Welcome to a new vlog of the pursuit. We're back. It's been very, very busy past couple of weeks, but today we're back. And I'm gonna let you know what's up for this video. But first, it's cardio time. Let's go. Merry Christmas, y'all. Alright. Showered, freshened up. A little bit too late. So we're gonna train a little later than planned. But today I'm gonna show you full day of eating now and give you an update where we're at and where we're going. Because I believe the last vlog I did was in Tampa. Been home for a couple of weeks now. It's been busy. But this weekend is the first weekend that I have a little bit of time, so I thought I'd give an update on here and show you what we're eating right now. So we're currently cruising, keeping my body weight 119, 120, and I'll tell you all about it in a bit. Just right now is going to be time for meal one, so let's go to the kitchen. Okay, time for the ingredients of meal one. Let's see what we're having. Some gluten-free bread, some eggs, because you know I love eggs, some oat milk we're using that for protein sludge. We're going with caramel biscuit today, homemade cream of rice, and some blueberries. In the meantime, I make my morning concoction, which consists of 1 scoop of EAAs from Supplement Needs and 20 grams of glutamine from Supplement Needs. Both available at Alpha Subs. Use Dan10 to order. They have everything you need. Now let's see if this trick works here. And there we are. Meal is ready. 3 pieces of gluten-free toast with eggs. 100 grams of cream of rice, homemade, with blueberries and some stevia, and we're gonna top that with some protein sludge. That's meal one, which has 1,068 calories, 81 grams of protein, 139 grams of carbs, 21 grams of fat. Today, this is my meal one, but today I'm also using this as my pre-workout meal, because I'm gonna train here after with one of my athletes, and I'm a bit late. A bit of salt on the eggs. I'd say this is my favorite meal of the day, actually. Egg chili. That's bad.
Terrible.
Toast and eggs I can literally eat an unlimited amount of. Easily. I want more. Now this is a 1,000 calorie breakfast. If you know me, I like a big breakfast. I'm a big morning person, so I want a big breakfast. It's time to put the whey on. The thick whey. That's thick, like we're trying to get thick. If you want to get thick, you have to eat thick foods. Perfection. 100 grams of cream of rice, homemade, with blueberries, some stevia, and 2 scoops of Perform Whey. Caramel biscuit. So I had to think about that one. Good morning. Just said I'm a morning person, apparently not. Almost 10 o'clock, so I'm gonna train at 11:30. I usually keep 90 minutes between finishing my meal and my training, especially if I train after meal one, because I want that meal to be a bit in my system. So training back today and back is always a very important one for me. So gotta make sure I'm well fed and hydrated before I go into that session. So I'll finish this up, and I'll see you guys for the next one. And obviously we're going to talk about what's been going on, where we're heading, and how things are going. So stay tuned. 10 o'clock on the dot, and my meal is in. Time to get my morning supplements in now. Still 1,000 calories that I just ate, so I do feel that. So what we're taking in the morning, some people go like certain supplements shouldn't be taken around your training window if they have like a high antioxidant capacity, because during training you want to have that oxidative stress basically, because it will provide the stimulus you need. But like this is like such a small percentage. Like if you are like really to pound antioxidants, which I believe the equation was the amount of, say, blueberries you need to eat after your training is like 4 or 5 kilo in order to get the amount of antioxidants in to blunt that hypertrophy response. So I'm not worried. There's a couple of supplements in here which will have antioxidant thingies in them, such as ImmunoPro, which I'm taking to keep me from getting sick. I'm doing 3 caps of that. Then we have our health subs, Love Heart for kidney health, improved cholesterol levels and reduced blood pressure, which reduced blood pressure and kidney health are pretty much hand in hand. 2 caps of that. This one has citrus bergamot in there, some grapeseed extract, celery seed extract. Citrus bergamot is the main compound there. Then we have Heart Care, also from Trained by JP. Another one for cholesterol. This one is more tailored towards cholesterol. Doing 5 caps of that. Next up in the news, omega-3 fish oil, some EPA and DHA for them healthy fats. So we gotta stay healthy. D3 and K2. It's winter time right now here in Europe, and it's gray all day.
Cold.
Yeah, cold doesn't really matter, but it's gray, so there's not a lot of sun exposure. So we need vitamin D, and we need a lot of it. So I'm doing 10,000 units every morning. Magnesium bisglycinate is just a mineral that we use a lot and deplete a lot, especially if we, sweat and do a lot of strength training. It is important for a host of functions in the body. I believe over 600. So I want to have enough of that. Some digestive stack. This one has pepsin in it, betaine, HCl, and some other enzymes in there as well. Zinc carnosine, which will help with that stomach lining. That's part 1. Now on to part 2. Okay. Some NAC, well, that's an antioxidant. 500 milligrams of that. A multivitamin and mineral complex. Basically covers everything. On top of that, I'm taking some extra B vitamins here. Extra D, extra B. That sounds bad, extra D. extra D vitamins, extra B vitamins, and extra magnesium. Those are the ones I take on top of the multivitamin. And then we have Vital Support from Trained by JP. Again, some NAC, which this will add up if I do 4 capsules. Will be 600 milligrams of NAC and then another 500 from this, so in total 1100 for the day. There's some Tutka in here as well, 250 mg's if I do half of those, which is 4 caps.
Oké, ik heb dit op het web gevonden voor 500 van dit soort Toto 1100 voor de dames. Zijn druk hier is wow. Kijk maar even.
I don't know what happened there. Anyway, those are the morning subs. We sip that in with the concoction that I showed you earlier. All available at Alpha Subs. Very important if you are, if you want to look after your health, especially if you're using PEDs, to cover these basics. Because you need those organs, and we're taxing them quite hard, right? So get it in, and then I'll see you guys for the next one. It is time to go and get some steps done. I keep telling you I'll see you for the next one, and then I'll see you before the next one, so I don't know what's going on, but let's go outside. My routine is pretty much the same as in prep still. Wake up, do my cardio, do some posting if I have check-ins, and then the only difference is I used to do cardio and steps before meal 1. I'll just do cardio before meal 1, then have meal 1, and then go for steps. Just makes it easier for me now to get meal 1 in a little bit earlier, so I can get in all my meals throughout the day, especially as we go deeper into off-season where food gets higher and harder to get in. So timing is important there. So I'm getting my steps in post-meal now. It's a nice and wintry day, as you can see. I'm doing a round of about almost 2k steps now. It's my first round in the morning. I like to get out in the morning. The output part of off season, so just keeping cardio in, keeping my steps in, is really helping me to feel a lot better at a higher body weight. Because previous off season, say after my competition in 2021, post contest, obviously my weight shot up, just like it has shot up right now, because weighed in on stage day 109.7, which was with 3 meals in, and now I'm 120, 119, between 119 and 120 in the morning, and we're about 10 weeks post show, which is decent, but it's still more than 10 kilos, and I don't feel it that much because I stayed active. So it's not like I feel like I'm carrying around a very heavy weight all the time. I don't feel sluggish, which is pretty nice. But that being said, the real big chunk of off season still has to come. So let's see how I fare there. Okay, time to make my intro workout. Not using any carbs just yet, intro workout. I do have them laying ready to deploy. As soon as carbs go up from here, I felt like I first wanted to just get a decent amount of like actual food in once we started upping calories from prep, before adding any liquid carbs or some. So for now, creatine monohydrate, 5 grams. Taking the intro workout, but I'm drinking this in the first 30 minutes of my workout usually, and then I just fill it up with water. But then these ingredients are already in. So EAAs, 2 scoops, 30 grams. Some electrolytes in there as well. And then 1 more scoop of glutamine in there. And that is all for intra. For pre today, I'm going with Pump Daddy from Rice Supplements. Again, all available at Alpha Subs. Shameless plug-in today. Taking this now, and then we're headed off to the gym. Get some back in. Doing 3 exercises for back, 1 for delts and traps, and then 2 for biceps. Gotta be careful because my bicep tendon, if you have been watching my YouTubes, you know this is something that has come up a couple of times. It remains a weak point apparently, especially on the right side. My bicep tendon is inflamed again a little bit, the one up here, which goes through the bicipital groove of the humerus, which is 2 bony parts that are sticking out. And with me, those bony parts are enlarged, so there is less room for that tendon, which just makes it easier to aggravate it if I don't watch it closely enough, which apparently I haven't, because you know, you're getting stronger, and at some point the tendon's just not able to keep up with the rate of progress there, and then it just pulls you back. But luckily, and I'm knocking this on wood, I've been able to do pretty much everything at full intensity, except for overhead pressing movements and flies. But I can get by without them for a while, so I just do more side raises, and instead of flies I do more dips, just movements where the elbows are close to the body and not way out like here, because that will put more stress on that bicep tendon. So I'm able to train everything properly except for overhead presses and flies. So hopefully the tendon just relaxes and recovers, and then I can get back to building up my overhead press, because I do want to get strong in overhead presses again, and build, because I just want more delts. And I feel like side raises, yes, important. Rear delt flies, yes, important. But you can't really build big delts without doing presses. They say like presses only hit the front delts. They don't. If I do overhead press, I get a massive delt pump, pretty much all around. Maybe not in the rear delts, but pretty much for the rest of the delt, they're fucking pumped. Side raises, yeah, my side does get pumped, but if I only do side raises, I don't get as much of a pump in the whole delt, and even my side delts, as compared to when I do like an overhead press and side raises. So hopefully can get back to it pretty soon. Gonna head in right now, and then I'll be back here for the post-workout meal, and we'll give you the update. Long overdue update, so stay tuned. Alright, back from training. Did back and ended up doing some posing coaching with 2 of my athletes and 1 of hers. So a bit late now, but it's time for the post-workout meal. Had a good back session. So I'm gonna get the meal in right now, show you what we have, and then let's dig right into some of the updates. Let's go. Alright, for meal 2, we are going to use homemade cream of rice, rice cakes, some jelly, whey, cookies and cream, and some blueberries. Imagine they're laying somewhere here, blueberries. So let's assemble this right now. Let's do this again. Alright, that does the trick. Okay, there's 120 grams of cream of rice here. 120 grams of blueberries in there, some stevia, and 2 scoops of Perform Whey. Now don't trip you see me eat perform whey in my first meal and in this meal. But after this, I got some real food for my next meals coming up. 2 rice cakes with jam. It's actually been, the study has been posted which shows that in that post-training window, protein uptake from milk leads to better hypertrophy than protein uptake, or better hypertrophy, more stimulus of muscle protein synthesis than protein from beef or chicken. So, it's not a bad thing to have whey now, if we have to believe that study. Right. This flavor absolutely slaps. Cookies and cream. It's a pretty gray and rainy day today.
Horrible. Terrible.
Still gotta do some steps. I had a good back pump during my session. Strength is stable, sometimes going up, sometimes 1 rep down. Not really flying up at the moment, but it's keeping me stable. So this meal right now, this will give us 833 calories, 66 protein, 139 carbs, and 2 grams of fat. I'ma see y'all for the next meal. Bon appetit. Oh no, I'm kidding. I'm seeing y'all for the update in a bit. Alright, guys and gals. Time for an update. Where are we at? Where are we going? It has been 10 weeks. Am I saying that correct? Yeah, 10 weeks since my competition right now. So initially we have done sort of a rebound phase where the goal was to keep on pushing after competition, simply because my prep was cut short due to the fact that we landed an earlier show than we were initially planning to do. So that gave us some time to continue pushing after that competition and utilize that post-competition window in a higher anabolic state. Let's keep it to that. Which, resulted in, like I said earlier in this video, a body weight gain of say about 10 kilos, a little bit more than 10 kilos. Currently sitting at my heaviest ever weight for me, which is 120. I'm hovering between 119 and 120. I've also been a little bit over 120, but that's kind of the ballpark where it's at right now. With body composition in a decent place. It's not obviously not as dry as I was on stage, but still in a good spot. Which for me, I said it before, even after my prep in 2021, I am not married to my shape. I know that in order to make the improvements I need to make, I need to get a little, scruffy, fluffy, thick, and just not be married to that shape where everything's still dry and stuff. Because I feel like if you unless you have very special genetics, which I don't, unfortunately, you're not really gonna grow that much by staying very lean. You need to push it. So I'm not worried about that happening from now on. I don't care, to be honest. All I care about is making improvements. So I've said this time and time before. My only real fear is going to stage next time and presenting this same package or worse. All right, y'all. before we... Is that a bit better? Alright, y'all. Before we continue the saga, it's time for another meal, which is gonna be... Let me show you what it consists of. Alright, so this is some eggplant that my mother-in-law made. So I'm gonna have some of that for my vegetables. We got rice in here. Then we got chicken. And last but not fucking least, peanut butter. Peanut fucking butter. Had to take a picture of that. Alright, so I feel like I'm forgetting something. I'm probably not forgetting something. Oh fuck. I'm forgetting the thumbnail. Let's make a quick thumbnail here. This. No, I'm not gonna do that. This. Wait. I'm gonna do this. Such as made. Okay, so chicken, rice, eggplant. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go with the chicken first. I'm fucking thirsty as well. Oh, the fuck you doing, man? I'm swearing a lot. I'm sorry. I'm just talking to myself here. It's usually what I do. Just having conversations with myself. Because what else are you gonna do when you're a bodybuilder? It's not like I have any friends to hang out with. Oh, I'm kidding, I do have friends. Just don't want to hang out with them because they suck. Oh, kidding. I'm just too damn autistic to go out of my routine. A handful of gains. 200 grams. 200. Almost there. Okay, so before I'm gonna eat that eggplant, I'm actually gonna make a call whether it's safe to eat. Alright. Okay, so it turns out it's safe, or so they say. Gonna have to trust them with my life now. But again, what else are you gonna do? Gotta take risks sometimes, you know, no risk. Okay, huh? No risk, no reward. I'm having the best time here with myself. Don't mind me, y'all. Just gonna give that chicken a quick fry after it's been heated. And then I'm gonna heat that eggplant. And then we're gonna top it all off with some good old peanut butter. Just gotta get them fats in. Here we go. Chicken in the pan. I'll save the eggplant for my next meal. The rest of the eggplant. So I go back. Get the rice out. Ooh, smell the eggplant. It smells good. If any type of mother made any type of food, it's usually good. Usually, not always. Don't quote me on this. I'm using the butter spray from Rebecca. You can get that one at Alpha Subs as well. just to save on some of the fats, so you can get more fats from another source. Okay, chicken is done. Look at that. Don't know if you were able to see it actually. I'm sorry. Some salt. Now I'm gonna tell you, this doesn't look the prettiest or the tastiest, but I can tell you it is very fucking tasty. This is, by the way, not my usual setup for vegetables. I would usually go with courgette. Is it called courgette? That's not called eggplant, no, it's called courgette. Zucchini, I would usually go with zucchini or carrots, because they digest well. But today's Saturday, so I'm getting a little bit freaky with it. That's the meal I'm gonna eat right now. Okay, so this meal, don't quote me on it, because obviously there is the eggplant, which is probably made with some oil and shit. But usually this meal would have been with zucchini, which would have made it as 20 grams of peanut butter, 200 grams chicken, 100 grams of rice, uncooked weight, and some vegetables. 717 calories, 61 protein, 88 carbs, and 13 fat. This is usually my pre-workout meal. So I'm gonna dig in. So I'm gonna push. We have been pushing all-time high body weight right now. Strength levels on some lifts are also all-time high, but not on all lifts just yet. Mainly lower body is strong right now, but my upper body main movements, such as my flat bench press, incline bench press, bent over barbell rows, are back up where they used to be, but not at an all-time high or not beyond that just yet, which I'm hoping to get them to over the coming months. So that's what we're working on. We've done that sort of rebound phase now, and right now, as of 2 weeks ago, if I'm correct, yeah, we are cruising. So stopped that rebound phase and basically getting ready for the push phase. But before we start that, I need to get my blood work back in check. I need to check my organs. Got all the health stuff planned out at the end of this cruise, which is gonna probably be by the end of January, last week of January or so. That's when I have my blood work planned, my my echocardiogram, and my heart echo, just to make sure everything's okay. And if it's not, we're gonna have to take some more time off. If it's okay, we're good to go and push. Plan is, right now until then, just to keep inching forward, focusing just on trying to get stronger in the gym. We're keeping food high right now just to be able to support that. Keeping output high as well, just for health reasons and just for me feeling alright. Like I said earlier in this video, being able to carry my body weight, not feeling sluggish all day, sleeping well. I feel like the body just works much better as a whole if you keep those things in play. So I'm doing 30 minutes of cardio daily, I'm doing 10k steps daily, and we have been ramping food up. I'm not eating a lot. You'll see in this video how much calories I'm on for the day, but that is kind of what we're doing now, and trying to just still inch forward within that. When you're not pushing things, obviously there's less room for you to grow there, especially at a higher level. You're not just gonna grow on nothing. So, but in my mind, I still can. So I'm just gonna work as if, I'm pushing, and try to make the best of it. Try to still improve and progress, and then from that point on, where we get the green light for to start the off-season push, we're gonna do a 25 week push where we're driving things up as much and as hard as we can in order to get the mass on that we need to be able to compete in that pro league. And come June-ish, so say after 25 weeks of pushing, what we'll do now is we'll assess the look, and we're just going to see, okay, are there enough improvements made? Are we ready to compete at this level? If so, then we'll start prepping then for a show possibly in October, which, by then I will give you the details if we're going for it. For now, honestly, I'm just focused on whatever I need to do on this day. I do want to try and get my pro debut in next year, so 2024. But if I'm not ready, then I'm not ready, and I just need to take more time off. But I can't just say that right now just yet. Okay, time for another break of me yapping. Just went outside for a nice refreshing walk in the pouring rain. As you can see, I'm pretty wet. That sounds bad. Time for meal number 4, which is gonna be rice and where is it? Beef. And I'm gonna use the eggplant again for my vegetable source. I'll assemble it and show you. I think that is the best way to go about it. Yeah. Alright, it's done. It doesn't look pretty, but it tastes very good once again. It's 100 grams of rice, 200 grams of beef, and eggplant. And what we get for this, let me check. Again, with the eggplant, but 69 protein, 89 carbs, and 17 fats. Yep, digging in. This is like last year, almost the full year. Like I have been in prep mode because I started prep last year, even before last year. Started prep in December 2022. Did my first show in May 2023 for last year. Then had like a 10 week sort of break in between, but I was still not really pushing calories there. And then continued prep into that France show where I won the pro card. So it's been almost a full year of me being in prep mode, and it feels really nice for me now to not be in prep mode for a while and just really be able to focus on growing, getting stronger, laying on that new tissue that I need. And I know in prep I'll grow again as well, because I tend to grow in prep, but there's a level of like intensity, strength, and density that needs to be built first in that off season in order to actually be able to reap the benefits of that in prep. If that makes sense for me. For me, that's the way I look at it. It's like you do the work in the off season. You don't really get rewarded for it in the off season. You get rewarded for it in prep, and that's also a reason why a lot of people are struggling to do an off season, because obviously it's harder to see the progress you're making week to week or even month to month, since your body fat levels are higher. It's just not as easy to see. But if you can like push through that mentally and focus on actually, week after week after week, progressing your training, getting your meals in, getting your sleep in, you will benefit from that in prep in multiple areas, both from a tissue perspective of muscle tissue being built, but also from a fat loss perspective. You will benefit from that massively. So that's what I'm focusing on right now, laying that next foundation in order to be able to reap the rewards of that when I go into prep for my pro debut. It is yet again time for a meal. So, surprise, surprise, surprise. This meal is going to consist of rice, hold up. Zucchini, the spaghetti version, and chicken, and peanut butter, and that's it. So I'll give the zucchini and chicken a quick fry, add it to the rice, peanut butter on top, and I'll show you the meal in a bit. Look what we have there. It's a meal. Oh, there we go. Chicken, rice, and vegetables and peanut butter. Now this one will actually be according to the macros. 100 grams, 110 grams of rice, 20 grams peanut butter, 200 chicken, 61 protein, 88 fat, 61 protein, 88 carbs, 13 grams of fat. Meal 5. Got one more meal after this, so back to the updates. Yeah, my goals for now are just my short-term goals, so to speak, are getting stronger across my main lifts, which for me are my stiff leg deadlifts, my back squats, my bent over barbell rows, my flat and incline bench press, and my overhead press. I'm just enjoying the process as well. Sleep's been better, finally. I was struggling with sleep so bad throughout prep, because I started the CPAP therapy. When did I start that? Maybe in June or July. Just before we went to Miami, I started working with the CPAP. And when you start that, you still need to get used to it. It takes a while for you to actually get familiar with the therapy and for it to actually be effective. So when I started prep for France again, my sleep was still not where it needed to be all the way through prep, which made prep a lot harder actually. But managed to pull. Shut up. That's the second time today. Managed to pull through in that prep, and then after prep, it was even worse after France, because my body weight started climbing, and as body weight climbs, sleep apnea climbs, and I wasn't really in control of my sleep with my CPAP, because the mask was leaking. I was waking up. I'd ripped the mask off in my sleep without even knowing it. Waking up shortly after that, with a dry throat, like you will get from sleep apnea. So my sleep was shit. I felt like shit, and my body weight was increasing. Blood pressure was increasing because of it as well. But now, finally, I found the right settings for my sleep apnea machine, the right mask, and also I know that, like, I broke my nose in a fight in 2020, I believe. Never had anything done about it afterwards, so just let it be like it was, which resulted in my nose now being crooked in 2 spots, and therefore it's harder for me to breathe through my nose just in general. Especially if, I might eat certain things, or there might be mold in the room and my sinus starts acting up, because then obviously there's also, stuff in your nose which blocks your airways even more, and then I barely can breathe through my nose. Which then with the CPAP mask makes it very hard still, because you feel like you're not getting air, and so you're going to rip that mask off. But been to the doctor about it. Might have to do surgery in a bit. We'll see about it. For now, I have like this spray which helps to clear this nose passage of any stuff, which makes it possible for me to breathe through my air, and therefore also to keep my CPAP mask on. And so now I'm making solid nights of sleep, which is honestly world of difference for me right now. The way I feel throughout the day, the energy, the focus I have, and also the recovery from my training, but also performance in my training. I was feeling like even after contest, when food was back up, every training session I had to go to felt like I was in that last 2 weeks of contest prep, feeling like shit, dreading my training just because I had no energy. But now it feels better and it's stable, so I'm really, really thankful for that. And then I know for sure that is going to massively impact my physique, my ability, to build muscle, but also to burn fat eventually. So I'm kind of excited for that. Which hopefully, because my last off season, the one after my first competition, I had sleep apnea already, but just didn't know it. And I didn't use the CPAP that whole off season. So imagine now if I'm using it, how much better I can recover. That is going to create a world of difference, I believe. And if I believe it, then it's going to happen. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at right now. Everything right now, I'm cruising. Probably said that already, but fuck it, say it again. Eating comfortably, not really eating a lot just yet, not eating a little, just the right amount, keeping my body composition in check until we start to push, and making sure my strength levels are increasing ever so slowly, but they are, and that eventually is gonna bring us to where we need to be. Then there's another thing. Just let me take a little sip right here. Which I feel I want to talk about is mental side of things here. Working towards that goal of becoming a pro bodybuilder, that's been a goal for me for more than 10 years maybe. So you work your way through multiple obstacles when you're younger, a lot of mistakes, a lot of setbacks, pretty big ones. If you remember, I made that whole video about why I stopped competing. I actually didn't really bodybuild for quite some time, due to many different reasons. If you want to know them, go check that video out. It's on my channel. I believe it's called Why I Stopped Competing or something, where I go into detail about this, why I stopped and how long and etc. and why I decided to come back. But it's really funny because only yesterday I was looking at, when I just talked about when I broke my nose, which was in COVID 2020, just looked at pictures from then, which by then I hadn't been doing any PEDs for quite some years actually. I'd been doing a lot of different style training like MMA fighting, calisthenics, running, boxing, kickboxing, all that stuff. Did strength training as well, like bodybuilding style strength training, but yeah, not to the level I'm doing it right now. But just looking at that picture, that was 2020. It's currently 2023. I'll pull the picture up actually, so you guys can see. It's really fucking funny, to be honest. Just look at how much that has changed. I believe I weighed in at 87 kilos or something here. I'm 120 now, and that's only 3 years ago. From then on, I went to do my first ever NPC regional in 2021. After that, I did Siggy's, which was last year May, my second regional. After that, I did Ireland, where we barely won, lost, or whatever I want to look at it. Anyway, came close. And then I did France and turned pro. So it's only been 4 competitions that I've been doing. in the NPC. I've done 2 competitions in 2016 for the NBBF, which was shit. So I don't really count those, but yeah, if you want to be correct, I did those 2 competitions. So if you count those, I did 6 in total. But like I said, it's a goal I've been working towards for like 10 years, like turning pro, becoming a pro bodybuilder. And then it happens. Then you turn pro. And for me, I already set the next goal straight away. Like, okay, now I'm pro. I want to, do this and this and this. I want to win a pro show eventually. I want to go to the Olympia before the age of 33. Goals already set in place, but then, things calm down a little bit and you start to realize I cannot no longer compete in amateur shows. I can only compete in pro shows now. And I'm an open bodybuilder, so the level is high. And to me, it's exciting, but it's scary at the same time because I don't feel like I'm there by a mile. And if that's true or not, I'll let you decide. I know my mind is really fucked up in that sense. I'd always see myself as the worst ever. I don't know why, it's just the way my brain works. Talked about it in the podcast the other day as well, like last weekend there was the Ironman regional show from the NPC here, and then the William Bonnet Classic where my teammate from Alpha Subs, Thibaut, turned pro, so congratulations, Big T. But just looking at that show, I was like, fuck me. I would not win here. So why am I a pro? Those kind of thoughts start going through your head. Like, am I worthy of being a pro? Am I gonna be worthy? Am I gonna ever be able to compete again? I spoke with Callum. He told me about like how almost 50% of guys turn pro, never compete again afterwards. And I was like, as soon as I heard that, I was like, don't want to be one of those. But it's like, seems like a fucking huge mountain to climb. And like I said, that's exciting because it gives me purpose, it gives me a goal, gives me, fire up under my ass, but at the same time, scary. So just wanted to elaborate on that because a lot of guys want to turn pro, but think about it, like I haven't really enjoyed an amateur career, to be fair. I don't even have a lot of amateur prizes. I won my first amateur show, in 2021. I won a couple of trophies there. Then I got second in my second regional show, which was last May. Then I won Ireland, which was a pro qualifier, my class I won. And then I won France, and I won the overall and turned pro. So I didn't really have much of a career as an amateur, and the only real way for me to make a career now, or to truly, become a bodybuilding veteran and stuff, is to do pro shows. So I have to get my ass up to that level fast, or at least as fast as possible. So yeah, that is something I wanted to add to as well, just the mental side of that part, which is beautiful at one point, on one side. One side is beautiful, but on the other side, there's a lot that comes with it. So yeah, that was my sit down for the day. Now it's time for my last meal today. So see you in the kitchen, or maybe not. Maybe you'll just see the meal. I don't know just yet. We'll see about it. Thank you for listening anyway. Hope to speak to you soon. Okay. So, by now, you've seen and know the full update where we're at. And it is currently 10:30. Time for my last meal, which is going to consist of protein powder, cream oat rice, and blueberries and peanut butter. I believe that's everything. Bit of stevia in there as well. So I'm gonna assemble this, show you the final product, tell you the macros of this meal, and then the total daily macros for today, which is a training day. Currently training 6 days per week actually, so this is what I'm having most of the time. That's about like 3 whole meals. Fucking hell, mate. 3 whole food meals, and 3 protein powder meals, which the first one is like a 50-50 because that's 3 eggs and protein powder. So it's, say, 2 full-on protein powder meals, 3 full-on whole food meals, and then 1 50-50, which for me right now is pretty fair. I could do like, instead of the which I do sometimes actually, instead of the protein powder and the peanut butter with this last meal, I do egg and egg whites on toast and some creamy rice on the side, which will then take it to 4 whole food meals and 2 protein powder meals. Try not to go over 3. I never actually go over 3. So I believe that's a pretty fair distribution. You might have seen like there's not a lot of fruit. I do have the blueberries in 3 meals, but I just wanted to get more grains in initially, and now if we start to add on carbs from this point on, I will twinkle in some fruits, some kiwis here and there, maybe some grapefruits. I like grapefruits. Unfortunately I can't eat pineapple because I have to go to the toilet right after I eat pineapple. I believe it's a histamine thing. But that is the next step for me when food is being upped, to add some more fruits into the diet. I do crave them now. I feel more now that we are like 10 weeks post show and appetite is sitting comfortable. I'm still hungry for every meal, but now I start to crave more fruits. So yeah, I'll add those in next once we add calories, because I'm in control of my own diet actually. Calum just gives me the macros at the moment, which I like, especially post contest. So yeah, I'm gonna make this meal and then I'll show you the final product back in a bit. Another thing I take in with this meal is Superhuman Sleep from Alpha Lion. Started using this in prep, and believe it or not, I actually started sleeping better, so I'm keeping it in. Back with the angles. The meal is done. Look at it. That is cream rice, 115 grams, 25 grams of peanut butter, 2 scoops away, 100 grams of blueberries, and that's just the remainder of the way. Then we have Superhuman Sleep in here and some telmisartan. And that is gonna be the last meal. And the macros here: 58 grams of protein, 111 grams of carbs, and 17 grams of fat, 824 calories. Total of the day is 4,829 calories, 390 protein, 653 carbs, and 73 fat. And that is what we're using right now. Alright, so I'm gonna thank you all for watching today. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, let me know. Please make sure to comment, like, subscribe, and then we pick this up with the next one, which should be a training vlog, so let's see. But see you guys for the next one. Thank you for watching. I chose bodybuilding as my journey, and I'm loving every second of it. Welcome to the pursuit.